What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Immaculate Mindset YouTube channel, the most imperfectly perfect place on the internet, because that is what it means to be immaculate, to be perfectly imperfect. I'm Allie AMAC McGuire, and as I always like to say, I do not have any of the answers. I only have questions and tools I built to help me answer my answers for myself, and I hope that what I share here will help you answer your questions for yourself. I think this series is going to be called Let's Take a Minute. We're running with whatever. Oh, I broke the squiggle line, but it's okay. I got it back. And yeah, so today, oh, now I'm looking at it. I'm not supposed to be looking at it. But all right, this is what it is. So I decided to use crayon today. Oh yeah, crayon is so much better. Look at these thick ass crayons. I got a few colors. I used black to write that, very obviously. Here we go, crayons today. Anyway, today I want to talk about the process of letting things go. So, something I have a pretty big problem with on the internet, especially on social media, is people are gonna tell you, like, do this and then boom, this thing is going to happen. But it's like, things don't work like that. I mean, sometimes, you know, what you do has an absolutely immediate reaction. But generally, there's a process to things, and, you know, we gotta tell you the process. And today I want to talk about the process of letting things go. So a friend of mine, he sent me a video, and it was essentially this guy that was like, look, if you want everything to be better, all you have to do is, you know, let it go. You're anxious, just let it go. You're frustrated, hey, you know, just let it go. You're worried about this thing at work, I don't know, just let it go. And I'm like, okay, look, I get what this person is trying to say. I do. But I don't even really like the phrase, just let it go, I don't think. What I really like is more of a receive it, observe it, and absorb it, right? Like, when I think about just letting things go, at least for me, I think about, just forget about that. Ignore it. That's not a thing that you need to care about. And the thing is, if something bothers you, you always need to care about it, however little it is. That's why when you let go of little things, eventually they boil up, right? And it becomes a big reaction instead of, if we actually go through the process, we could have a response. And I think we want to always be looking for a response. We don't want to react. That's how you overreact. You emotionally react, and you don't understand, like, what this thing is actually about. And, you know, he said to me, when I responded that I don't like the words letting it go, he said, I think you're mincing words. That's what he's saying. And I told him, no, I'm not mincing words. I'm intentional with my words. And I think it's really, really important to be intentional with our words. Like, what do we really mean? And again, people aren't telling you the process of letting it go. Just let it go. But what is the process of letting it go? So like I said, let's invite whatever this thing is in and say, hey, what's up? See, observe it. How's it feel in your body? What are you here for? Ask it questions, you know? Like, is am I feeling and thinking and kind of acting in this way because of what's happening in the present moment? Or is this about something that has happened to me before? Or what is it about this situation or this thing that I'm not okay with? I'm not okay with. And how do I allow it to exist and to be okay? Because the thing is, we can also, when you think about letting it go, or people tell you to get over things and whatnot, is that these things never leave. We just have to allow them to walk with us. And we alchemize it and we learn from it. I'm anxious for a reason. I'm not trying to get rid of anxiety. Anxiety is a thing that generally we're gonna feel as human beings, at least at some point. Obviously, some of us are more anxious than others, right? But I don't know, you guys tell me, if you've never been anxious in your life and anxious is just like not a thing for you, well, I mean, congratulations. But yeah, I'm not trying to get rid of this thing. It's trying to tell me something. And I talk about this a lot too, and where people are always like, you've got to confront yourself. You got to confront your past. You have to confront these feelings. And I don't like that, because why am I coming at myself like that? So kind of how I like to think about so I like to say you need to meet these parts of you that you've been avoiding meeting, not confronting. We do not need to fight them. We need to work with them. And again, understand them. So I have this picture in my mind of a lake and a bench near the lake. And whatever it is that I need to let go of or deal with is sitting on this bench. And if I'm gonna go confront this thing, then I'm gonna run down and I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on? I'm so tired of you. No, let's take a step back. And we don't need to confront these things like that. We need to meet them. Hey, thanks for meeting me here. Can you tell me what's going on? Because it's been really frustrating for me, between you and me, And what I think is really important about that is because the thing that we're meeting, it really is there for us, trying to help us. And again, things don't go away. We just allow them to exist and walk hand in hand with us, and allow them to help us in the ways that they were actually meant to help us. So when I say alchemize these feelings, it's kind of alchemizing for me, at least in what we're talking about here, is, or maybe in everything, I don't know. I'm working on it. We're perfectly imperfect here. But it's the action of what I'm going to do, because I cannot control everything. But I can take some actions. And so there's this really good Duke Ellington quote that I wrote here and I want to read. And he says, "I merely took the energy it takes to pout and wrote some blues." And I think that's the best way for me to explain what I mean by alchemizing, right? Like, so he could have just sat there and just pouted, but instead he wrote the blues, in which case he was kind of still pouting, right? But he was taking action on the pouting. He was taking action on the pain, because My pain is always going to be my pain. But can I allow other things to exist? Can I bring gratitude into my pain, into my grief, into my anger and my frustration? Can I allow joy to be there at the same time? Are we all walking together? Because what happens when we don't go through the process of letting things go, and why we end up blowing up because of all the things that pile on top of each other, is because it takes up all of our space, and there's no space for anything else. And it's got to find its way out because these other things are trying to get in. But my pain is always going to be my pain. And that's okay. Bring it in. Whatever feeling we're talking about here. Whatever's bothering you. Again, bring it in, observe it, ask it what's going on, and love it. Instead of trying to hide it, to not feel it, right? Because we have to bring our darkness into the light. Let it out of the cage. And let it exist. Because it all exists together. So a story that I have about this is, so if you guys know what a sound bath is, it's where you sit in a room, somebody plays gongs, sound bowls, and tons of other really cool instruments that create vibration. And now, when you go into a sound bath, people generally think you're gonna leave and you're gonna feel good. You're gonna like be enlightened. You're gonna have figured some things out. You're going to be relaxed. But if somebody is a good practitioner at this, they're gonna tell you that some tough things might come up for you. But they still don't exactly tell you how to let them come up and let them go through you. That's something you kind of got to figure out for yourself. And I remember I went to this sound bath, and I was pissed, okay? Honestly, I was so pissed in the sound bath because I couldn't focus, and I wanted to focus, and I wanted to be present, and I hadn't like learned all of these things yet. And everyone else left this sound bath and they were like, oh my gosh, that was just like the most beautiful thing I've ever felt in my life. And I'm pissed. This was not a good experience. My body was like, and I was still in this like, no, you can't come up. And this was actually like one of the most pivotal experiences in my healing journey, where the next day I was super depressed. Why? Because I didn't know what the process of letting things flow and letting things go were. So I was like holding it in, but this sound bath had made it like, dude, you gotta like really stop doing this shit. You gotta let it go. And I know, I'm like, it's funny because like now I'm like, I gotta let it go. I gotta let it flow. I've got to alchemize it. And what I needed to do at that point, you know, because look, you're where you're at in your journey, but I had to just allow myself to feel it. And oh man, once I finally did, I cried so hard that night. And then when I went, you know, started really going through my healing journey, like I cried, you know, a lot. That is part of the letting go, absorbing, observing, meeting, loving, letting out of the cageness of letting it go. And, you know, when we don't allow ourselves to go through the process, this is why so many of us stay in our hurt and stay hurt for so long, because we don't go through this process. And the process was super difficult, really learning what this is. And I think one of the coolest things about it is like that I can be annoyed that I have to be grateful for my grief, right? And that's beautiful, because those are 3 things that I allow to exist at the same time. And that was something that I just wasn't capable of doing before. So yeah, absorb it, observe it, allow it. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing for you to fix, just for you to allow to exist. And I mean, that was a bar. I'm gonna have to go back and read that, because again, like, all of these things are always gonna be part of you. Once something happens to you, it's happened to you, whether you want it to have happened or not. And we've got to find a way to walk with it. So yeah, what do you think the process of letting things be is? Letting things exist for you? Oh, Siri. No, I didn't need you, Siri. Thank you, though. Maybe Siri wants to tell me what letting it go is like for her. But yeah, so what do you think the process is like for you? Or have you just been trying to ignore it? Or ignore things? And it's even the little things. Pay attention. Be present. And have the tougher conversations when they're smaller. That's really important, because also what we want to do is have these conversations with people so we can grow closer together, so people can understand us deeper. And the more we go through the letting it go process, and now I'm calling it the letting it go process. I don't even like the letting it go term, but you guys are with me. Maybe that's what it is. I can allow that to exist and be true as well. But when we allow ourselves to go through this process, we get to know ourselves better. We can communicate with other people better. We can build deeper connections with people. We can set boundaries. We can ask for what we need, because we aren't denying parts of ourselves. We're accepting parts of ourselves. We're accepting all of ourselves. We must accept all of ourselves, because it is a part of us and it exists. So yeah. Let's go into the dark. Meet our stuff. Show it love, show it compassion, show it grace. And let it exist. Learn about ourselves, learn about other people. Imagine, when you know how to let things flow through with you and absorb them and go through them. Imagine how much grace you also get for other people as they're figuring that out, or as they're going through that process differently than you. Because you also know it, so you'll know that these things aren't about you, that you are safe, that they are safe, that you can create safe environments for other people to go through what they need to go through and to feel what they need to feel. So yeah, tell me in the comments. I want to know how you feel about what I'm saying, and what your process is, and if you've ever been in a situation where you feel like maybe you could have done a better job, or you held something in and you thought it was just better not to say anything. Yeah. What's the process of letting it go, letting it be, allowing it to exist for you? I like the crayons so much better. I'm gonna finish this. I'm probably not gonna finish it talking about letting it go, because you guys are gonna be like, we get it, we understand. But I'll show it to you. Show it to you when I really wrap it up. Yeah. And look, guys, this is really I just want to share some of these thoughts, and this has been a game changer for me. It honestly really changed my life. I was really ashamed of a lot of parts of me. So I didn't do this process. I did ignore stuff. I did let it go. And I still remember, I'll never forget the first day I really allowed myself to be mad, and then I didn't shame myself. And other people tried to shame me for it, but I didn't shame myself. And when I did that, when I allowed myself to process it and go through it, and I didn't betray myself for other people, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't my finest moment in life, because again, we're perfectly imperfect, but it changed everything for me, because this part of me no longer had to hide, because it was just screaming for me to let it out, to let it exist. And now it helps me because I allow it to, instead of betraying myself, denying parts of myself. Doesn't mean I'm not going to ever have another moment again, but it does mean that it won't control my life. Because I let those things control my life for so many years. And now if something like that comes up again, it won't be the same thing. It might be reminiscent of something, because I'll never be immune to some things from my past maybe coming up, but I'll be aware of them because I listen to them. I'll observe it. And if there's anywhere that I need to repair, I'll be able to have that conversation. And hopefully together, me and that person, or just me and me, will alchemize this thing together. And that's been really beautiful for me. If any of you are looking for help in any of this, I do offer one-on-one consults. I have a workbook coming out at the top of the year. And an album as well, which is literally an album about me alchemizing all of this. I guess it's actually kind of an album about this, which is crazy. I didn't really think about that until now. But I listen to it all the time when I've got to alchemize something, and maybe alchemy is the process of letting it go. But really, I just want to thank all of you for being here with me on this journey. This is still so the beginning, but I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful for you to be here. Please, if you've enjoyed this, like it, subscribe, share it with people who you think it'll be helpful to. And yeah, enjoy your life. Woo! Oh, I love the crayons. Oh, this is so sick. I'm gonna finish coloring this. I will, I'll try to show it in another video. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe like the blank spaces are part of it too. The dark and the light and the paradox of life. I love life, guys. And I never thought I could love life like this. Like, I'm just gonna take a second because this has just been so impactful for me, and I hope for you. And as this song plays again, that really is the end. Thanks again for being here, guys. Enjoy your life, and we'll be back with more Let's Take a Minute soon on the Immaculate Mindset, the most imperfectly perfect place on the internet. Be yourself.